Gonna add some Mountain Dew for some extra America. Should be enough to tint the color a little bit. Let the bubbles go down and then we'll add this here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that color is perfect. Before we start, we got more fan mail. This is from, I don't know if I should call it fan mail. This is packaged well. I call these fan care packages or something like that because it's not a fan mail, it's a gift. So this is from a guy named Michael. I have no idea what I would use this for, but the beautiful part about that is that's probably because I've never had it before. So, I mean, this could be good. The first thing that came to my head was like looking like underneath, you know, for like leaks or something. Like if you really got your head down in there, like you could see, you know, if you're looking for a certain leak or something like that. But I've probably never thought to use something like this because I've never had one. So now that I have one, when I run into a situation where I need to look underneath something instead of before, it never popped in my head, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I got that mirror. So that's why I love you guys, because this is something I never would have thought to buy. This is something I never would have thought to use, and someone thought I could use this. So if you did send this, Michael, well, I mean, you sent it, Michael, but Michael, if you're watching this, let me know if you had any, like what you thought I would use this for. So thank you, appreciate it. That's very cool. I need to put this somewhere that's not gonna get lost, scratched, or destroyed. Back there, that's a nice spot for it. So thanks, Michael. Like I said, I don't know what. I've never thought to use that before, so I'm excited for a situation to occur where I can go like, oh yeah, Michael got that for me. So thanks, man. I don't know what else we're doing. What else we doing? Oh yeah, Jeep's freaking painted. Booyah. All right, friends, you may have seen my Facebook post. We have a Garage Idiots Facebook page that I posted this on, and I posted it on YouTube. Put the grill and the hood on the car and decided I don't like the color at all, so I've already begun to take it off. And what we are gonna do basically what I'm telling you right here is I'm going to do a bunch of stuff that ultimately is going to fail, and I'm going to redo it anyways. So I was going to, or am going to, try this gray color on the Bug, and blah-blah-de blue. It's not going to work, and you'll see that very soon. We're going to skip through all that jazz because I talk a lot, and yet I'm still talking. So enjoy me not talking while I'm not talking. You're welcome. I got to sand all that down, running real low on time. It's a blizzard outside right now. You can't see it, but you ought to. It was 65 degrees and sunny yesterday. And that's what it looks like today. And it's a really nasty, wet snow. So it's been a pain in the butt to do deliveries and all that stuff. So that's what I got going on. Don't have a whole lot of time. I got dinner, so I'm going to try and get these sprayed, sanded down, cleaned off, and sprayed before dinner, and then come back after dinner and clear them, and then that should be the video. I don't know what's gonna happen. This week's been a mess. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna do my darndest. All right, guys, I was trying to prove a point that you could do a nice paint job with spray paint, and yet again we enter another session where I'm trying to tell you what I did wrong, and the short answer is spray paint is not good enough quality for the result that I wanted. So here's some more blah 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 blah, and now I'm about to tell you what I'm going to try, and it is also going to fail. I admit this is kind of like a desperate measure to hide my mistakes, but I also think it could look really cool. Worst case scenario, we sand everything down again and do this right. But I think this might be the look that I kind of actually have been wanting, but I didn't realize it. So like I said, I like that kind of partially sanded look, okay? So I'm gonna grab all the freaking black Rust-Oleum half cans that I have, and I'm gonna just spray all this crap. I'm gonna let this, so I'm gonna spray all that. This clear needs a little more time to dry before I can actually dig into it and take it off. So I'm gonna just kind of dust all this in black, just like a real quick light coat, let it dry for probably half an hour, and then I'm gonna sand it. So the idea will be we'll have like black and this gray kind of in this like weathered, like I said, it's almost like a patina look, but it's not. It'll be like a fake patina with the colors that I want. So I'm gonna try that, because if it doesn't look good, I don't have to clear it. I'll know right off the bat if it's gonna look good or not. If it doesn't look good, then I'm gonna stop, put this video up, cry my eyes out, and go spend the money on some real paint. To probably cover this whole thing is probably gonna be like $300, $400 in decent paint. And I don't know. I think this might give it that aggressive edge that I've been wanting. It's also kind of just a desperate, I want this thing painted idea. So I'm just gonna try it and we're gonna see what happens. So basically what happened is I did this, sanded it. I personally liked the look, put it on Facebook, and no one else seemed to like it. So scratch that idea. The next morning, this is what happened to me while I was already in a bad mood. So then I decided to just break down and buy some real paint. So got to sand all the crap that I put on it and reprime it again, knock the primer down again, and then we'll be back in business and ready for the color that I have chosen that you guys are all going to like, I think. I also learned the hard way that spray paint does not sand well. It clogs the sandpaper almost immediately. So I found the fastest and most efficient way to get all of it off was to wet sand it, which made a huge mess, but it made the sandpaper last way longer. And yeah, it still took probably about 2 hours to get the spray paint off of everything, but now we're all clean and ready to roll. All right, went out, bought some actual paint. So this is the gray that I picked out. I wanted a little more blue to it, and I don't have blue, but I have this purple. So just in case this isn't enough, this is 1.5 quarts. I measured 2 ounces, so if I need to buy another 1.5 quarts, I know how much of this I'm putting in. This is a little risky, as this was $140 for that little amount of paint, but I think this might give it kind of that look that we're looking for. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there, just like such, sprinkle it around, just like that. And then we're gonna reshake it. Didn't have a clean paint stirrer, but I had a clean zip tie, so that's what we're using to mix up this here paint. That purple literally did nothing that the eye can pick up. So good to know. So this is 2 parts paint, 2 parts paint, 1 part reducer. We'll see how it works. This stuff spreads or covers really, really well. This is Napa's Crossfire paint. Crossfire. This is their cheapest paint they have, and I painted the whole front end of Mina's GTO. I painted a hood, fender, and 2 other hoods, I think, with this stuff, and it covers really well. And when I was actually paint matching, the color was on point. So I don't see the point in buying the expensive stuff, because for this amount, and the expensive stuff was $358. So I'm cool with the $140. Gonna add some Mountain Dew for some extra America. Should be enough to tint the color a little bit. Let the bubbles go down, and then we'll add this here. Now we're ready to spray. I'll be quite honest with y'all, I'm really worried about that Mountain Dew. I don't know if it's gonna tint it the way I want it to. I'm also just nervous about spraying. So heater's on, I'm gonna shut that off because I'm pretty sure there's an open flame in there. We don't want none of that happening. This stuff is ridiculously strong as far as smell goes. I'm gonna crack the doors, do my thing, and wish me luck. I've screwed these up 3 times now, sanding them down, I've primed them 6 times now. So wish me luck, cross your fingers, all that nonsense, because if this don't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna freak out. All right, boys, got the color all laid out. Everything looks pretty even. Everything looks good. Everything's covered. Got the clear mixed up, so we're ready to shoot. Before I show you those, we have an issue or two. So this hose busted open and there's a tremendous amount of oil. You can't even, oh yeah, there's a friggin' light. You see all that oil on that hose? So this compressor is spitting out a lot of its oil for some reason. So if you know anything about that, let me know ASAP, because I need to fix that, because that I think caused, so I got a water separator right there, and then I have this one right here, which is like a real one, and I was draining it, but I think it's just spitting out too much oil from the compressor. And so what I did on this last coat is I went heavy on this, heavy on this, heavy on this, mixed some more clear, and then went heavy on this, and this thing got fish eyes all over the place. If you get down, can you guys see all, it's not showing up on camera very well. There you go. Do you see that? Like in the reflection of the toolbox, see all those pits? They're actually kind of leveling out. I don't know if the cold was pissing. Oh, there you could see. Look at all that crap. but I cleared this last, so luckily it didn't affect the other ones, but those fish eyes only came up on the last coat of clear. So I think the gun was spitting out some crap from that not doing its job, or the compressor just spitting out way too much oil and crap. So please let me know. I'll do some Googling as well, obviously, but let me know what could be causing that. Obviously that hose is shot. Oil level's good, but it's spitting out a lot, and I think that's just traveling through everything. So let me know what you think about that. Other than that, which is no big deal in hindsight, because from here, that looks killer. The clear actually laid pretty well. I mean, it's not very warm outside, and I had to have the doors open to let everything ventilate. So I mean, at the right angle, without seeing all the fish eyes, where you could just see the clear itself, that looks killer. That looks way good. And so my big concern was my bodywork on this curve right here, and I'm pretty happy with that. I can't even tell you where I welded that piece on, so that's cool. Doors look pretty good. They are wavy as expected. Lots of little dust marks on those, so I had to wet sand that out. But you could see how wavy it is, which I expected. It wasn't gonna be perfect, but at least there are no like hard dents or hard lines. It's just a wavy door. Same goes for this one. Nice and wavy once you get down at the right angle. So that's the thing, is like, you know, from back here that looks good. I mean, you're gonna have to get some direct lighting on it to really see the waviness. And even at that, I mean, that still looks good. This came out sweet because there's not a whole lot to it. Clear laid well, no fish eyes. Couple dust marks, but I don't know if I'm even gonna touch it, because I think it looks pretty good, and more than likely that's gonna get rock chips and such what. So I might clear all that, not really sure, but I'm pumped. Pissed about that, but pumped. I laid the clear super thick, so I've got plenty of room to wet sand it. So can't decide if I should just finish that so it's done tomorrow, or if I should get to working on that stuff. This clear dries pretty quick, so tomorrow should be hard enough to wet sand. I'll leave the heater on all night, get it nice and toasty in here, let it bake. But I don't know, so I guess we'll find out tomorrow what I decide to do. But other than the fish eyes, oh, look at that. Oh, looks like I went a little light right along there. There's some orange peel at the bottom there, but the rest of it is glassy. It really sucks. Those, I mean, that's all right. Those are, I laid it thick enough and they almost kind of leveled into each other if you look close. So I think just a nice wet sanding of the whole hood, lay some clear again, figure out whatever's going on in there. This one got a good amount of dust marks. That one's pretty clean, but this one got, as you can see, there's a bunch of, those are dust marks though. Those are not fish eyes. They're sticking up above the paint. So, boy, that feels good. No tiger stripes, no spray paint crap. I gotta stop showing it from that angle. That looks, God, that looks really good. Dang, I'd compliment myself on how glassy that is, but it's a flat piece. And it's not very hard because there wasn't a huge risk of running, so I could just cake it on. That don't look too bad. There are some dust marks in that. I don't know, we'll see how it looks when it's sitting on the Jeep, not flat in the light. But, all right guys, I'm gonna slowly, carefully move all this over there like I do every night. Bring the Civic and the Bug inside, go home, sleep, come back tomorrow because I am excited. Oh man, this corner. That corner right there looks good. Look at that. Dang. That's such a bummer about the fish eyes, but it's okay. We will prevail, we will move on, we will fix it. This is gonna look, man, this is gonna look good. I love how the grill looks. This color's mean. I like it. Definitely worth all the frustration. Right on, guys. I'm gonna go home and do my thing, go to bed, eat some. I think the wife made me sloppy joes, but she made it like 3 hours ago. But I had to get this done, so I'm gonna go home, do that. Come back tomorrow. Look at that. Oh, that color is perfect. I don't think the purple did a thing. I really don't. But man, I could look at that for another hour. From right here without seeing all the fisheyes in the light. I'm not trying to toot my own horn at all, because that could have gone any other way. And it really, I mean, it looks like crap from every other angle. But from right here, that's killer. That's going to be the end look that we're going to get. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Got the fisheye problem. This is just, I think, from getting hot and cooking and blah blah blah. This is old. This line's been on here for 5 years. I think the last time I drained the actual tank was probably almost a year ago, which is really bad. Which is probably means there's about this much freaking water sitting in here, water and oil, whatever, just mixed, and it's finally to the point where it's making its way up to there and spitting out. So even with this separator and that one, there's probably so much crap in here that so I'm gonna drain it and we'll see. It's gonna be disgusting. Look at how much water's coming out of that. That tank has got to be full. Look at that. I found my fisheye problem. So this is my drain plug for it, and the O-rings on it, there's still one O-ring left. Gosh darn you, focus. No, that's not gonna do it. There's still one O-ring left on the top. Oh my goodness. There's still one left on the top. This black stuff here is electrical tape that I wrapped around and then cut to size and then heated and then pressed in. So we're gonna give that a shot and then we'll be back up and running. If not, I will go to the Home Depot and get real O-rings. But if this works, then cool beans. Well, it worked. It's not leaking. Do you hear any leaks? I don't hear any leaks. If I turn this on, this hose leaks, but there's pressure. If I shut that off, it's not leaking. So this is that's kind of the crap that was coming out. This is a very, very small amount of what exited. There's a ton of water that kind of just went all over the floor, and that's what came out after. So good news is that's 100% what was causing the problem. So that's fixed. That's fixed. Ran out of time today, kind of fixing that stuff, and so I'm going to come back tomorrow. I started wet sanding, but the clear was a little soft. I was going real light, but I'll just let it harden for another day, and then we can knock all that down. These all need wet sanding too to get the dust marks out. And then I really want to tackle this though. I think the hood, I'll probably wet sand the hood, but I don't know if I'm gonna clear it right away. I'm ready to get this painted. So first thing I'm gonna do, I think, is just tackle the interior. I'm gonna get all the crap out that I don't need. Once that's done, I'm just gonna prep that tunnel a little bit. We're gonna prime that, finish priming the rest of this, sand all this, clean it all up, get everything primed, and then we can shoot color and clear it. The back, let me go around. It sucks having a little shop. You got to make do with what you have as far as room goes. Back to most of you looks probably the same, but a tremendous amount of sanding has been going on back here, and it's feeling pretty good. So high points, don't care. Little issue right there I got to work out. This is feeling pretty good. All along here is pretty straight. Right here, got to work a little more. Up here, like this top part right here, feels pretty nice. And then right there is what it is. So not too much to do left back here. And then I think that's basically it as far as the Bondo goes. So we'll spray some of that epoxy primer on all this, let that dry, then do that high build, and then block it again, get that looking as good as we can. Same thing on the sides, we'll do that high build and just get all the sides are gonna be pretty wavy, like the doors. There's just some stuff going on. But that high build, I'll probably push that in a little bit before we do it. But the high build to get, like, there's a couple little dents, like really little dents that I didn't get. And that high build is thick enough to smooth all this out. So that's what I'm going to tackle tomorrow. We're going to get that out. Now that that's done, I can go to town on sanding again. So we're going to just do as much as we can and get this thing looking good. Once that's looking good, I'm going to stop working on this and go to the bug, which is way out there. Probably shouldn't say it like that. In China. The bug is over there in China. So I just want this to look good. Revisiting the exhaust isn't going to take a lot of time. Goal right now is just to get it looking good, get it sounding decent, make it drivable. Go to PFI, get just a base NA tune, get it running good, and then have fun with it. Turboing, really all I need to do at this point is, so I could buy Holley, or we could just tune this ECU for now. So I'll need to get injectors, oil lines, got to figure out what I'm doing for an intercooler, but then we could turbo this for pretty cheap. And I'm not trying to make 600-700 horsepower. If we can make 400 wheel, that's a lot better than the 280 crank that this motor makes. So we'll see what happens. Not in a rush, not worried about it. There's so much that we are going to miss this season, but it's been glorious not stressing out about it. So I'm going to get that looking good, and then we're going to move on to the bug. We're going to get that running and driving, and then from there we'll keep bouncing back and forth and see what else. The Miata cart's going to be done soon, so we got a lot to do. I have no deadlines this year. I don't care. Last year was very stressful, and it really ruins the fun in what I'm doing. So we're just moving at the pace we're moving, but I'm excited. Weather's starting to get nice out, even though it just blizzard 2 days ago. So yeah, we'll see what we get done tomorrow. She's gonna look good. I tell you what, I've impressed myself just a little bit on the hood, just because of, I went over this, I think, just because of that. From here over is another piece of metal, and you can't tell, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, I'm pumped. I'm very out of breath. So I think on this, it's gonna be really easy to grind this down, add some more welds, and then just do a nice skim about like that, block it in. I think it's gonna be a cakewalk. I really do. Compared to what I did, the bodywork on this thing is gonna be easy. I mean, just fill in a couple lines. The roof's gonna be the biggest part, but I think it's also gonna be the easiest. Just lots of easy big parts. All this needs to get knocked down, and this is probably going to be harder than this, but I'm going to get it running and driving first. So yay. All right, just bought some stings, some stuff. So thread tape, new hose with swivel to prevent twisting, to replace this dude who has had better days and was slowly leaking air out of there. Air compressor is fixed, no leaks, we're good there. Was going to continue to wet sand this. It hasn't been, I haven't kept the heater on at 90 degrees for 3 days, and so the temperature's been, it looks nice outside, but it's not. It's like 50-ish out, so I'm just going to let these just harden up a little bit more. Guys, let me know what you think about the color, tips, tricks, jazz, all that. Any last minute ideas before I commit to anything that I've said. Be safe, wash your hands, all that jazz. I don't know. I'm excited. The color was worth all the trial and error. I mean, I think personally, it's exactly what I wanted. And I'm really thrilled that the bodywork turned out decent on the hood. So I don't know. There's probably going to be another video or two this week. I'm not really sure. I'm going to take advantage of the time that I may or may not have to work and just move. I got 3 K-Series valve covers I got to do. 2 from here, 1 guy from Texas shipped one. So you'll see a video of that, and then hopefully another Jeep video, and we're just gonna keep going. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your comments, tips, all that. I mean, your guys' creativity really helps when I'm by myself and staring at the same stuff all day. So I appreciate all I read all the comments. I read every single one. I reply to the majority of them. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon, because I'm excited. Now that there's an actual color on there, it's definitely way more motivating, and I'm very excited. So we're gonna keep going, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.